Gideon's 300 warriors, how God wins through weakness.
Imagine being outnumbered 100 to 1. Your enemies are strong, well-equipped, and confident. And you, well, you're terrified. That was Gideon's situation in Judges chapter 7. But somehow, God turned 300 ordinary men into an unstoppable force. Today, we're diving into Gideon's 300 warriors and discovering how God wins through weakness. The Israelites had been oppressed by the Midianites for 7 years. They were living in hiding, their crops stolen, their cities destroyed. Enter Gideon, hiding wheat in a winepress, threshing it in secret. God calls him, saying, "Go in this might of yours and save Israel." Gideon's response? Fear, doubt, hesitation. Sound familiar? Here's where it gets interesting. God doesn't give Gideon a massive army. In fact, he does the exact opposite. Gideon starts with 32,000 men. God tells him, "Too many. If you win, Israel will boast, 'My own strength saved me.'" So he reduces the army to 10,000. Still too many. Then, through a simple water test, Gideon is left with just 300 men. 300! Against tens of thousands of well-armed Midianites. 300 men. No chariots, no shields, just trumpets, jars, and torches. Humanly speaking, it was impossible. But that was the point. God wanted Israel to know victory comes from him, not human power. The attack was unconventional. Gideon's men surrounded the Midianite camp at night. On God's signal, they blew trumpets, broke jars, shouted, and the enemy panicked. Chaos erupted. The Midianites turned on each other. Gideon's tiny army routed a massive army without even engaging in a traditional fight. This story teaches us a powerful principle. God's strength shines brightest in our weakness. When Gideon relied on his own numbers, he couldn't trust God fully. But when the army was reduced to 300, victory could only be credited to God. Think about it. Our weaknesses, doubts, and limitations aren't obstacles. They're opportunities for God's power to work. Just like Gideon, God can take what seems small, insignificant, or inadequate and turn it into something extraordinary. So, what's your 300? What weakness, fear, or limitation are you facing right now? Instead of relying on your own strength, surrender it to God. Watch him turn your impossibility into victory. Gideon's story reminds us, God wins through weakness. Human power fails, but God's strength never does. If you let him, your smallest act of obedience can lead to the greatest victories.
Trust God. Let him fight your battles.
Thanks for watching. If Gideon's story encouraged you, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights from Scripture. And remember, God's power is made perfect in weakness.